Broads Media.
I am very sad. I am very upset. I'm very hurt. This is horrible. What do we do right now? I don't know. But I'm definitely in my feels. And I'll work out of this. I will. Give it the nightcap. I'll fall asleep. I'll wake up. I'll make a cup of coffee. And I'll tell myself the split in Atlanta was everything we could have dreamed of. But as for right now, which is 20 minutes after the game, I am so devastated. You win that game, the series is over. It's completed. You go home and you sweep them. Now, you're in a dogfight, which makes more sense. It shouldn't be easy, but once again, that's more of a talking point tomorrow morning. I'm not there yet. There is plenty of reasons, or there are plenty of reasons, to still be optimistic. This team has shown a lot of mental toughness. This team has embraced a ton of hurtful moments. This isn't the first time, and they've rebounded to be a team that's constantly in the playoffs and one that others fear to play. So there's something in there. It doesn't change the emptiness in my body when Harris made the catch at the wall to double up Bryce Harper. And how the hell was Austin Riley even in position to make that play? That's absurd. The moment the ball left the bat from Nick Castellanos, I thought we won the baseball game. Once again, meaning that this thing was wrapped up and we're waiting for Arizona and the Dodgers to see who the opponent is. There was the vision in my head. The second I saw the contact, I thought it would continue to go. But no. You didn't play well enough. At the end of the day, you didn't deserve to win. Yo, Trey, the defense in game one was spectacular. The double play ball was magnificent. Electric. You can't make fundamental plays, though, when the ball's coming in from the outfield. Your glove can't get the ball in it. It rolls up the back of your arm, and now Ronald Acuna takes an extra bag. By the way, that's a run on the board. You lost by one. All of this matters. With Rob, he let Zach Wheeler in too long by a baby hair length. It wasn't disastrous and one of the dumbest calls in Major League Baseball history here from a managerial position. No, it wasn't, especially when your ace has that type of stuff going. Of course, you give them a longer leash. He gave him a baby hair length, too much of a leash, and in the playoffs, that's enough for it to bite you. And that hurt you. Going to Hoffman instead of keeping Jose Alvarado in the game. Okay, Hoffman's been a late inning guy for you for a long period of time now. Asking Jose Alvarado to get an out at the end of the inning, sit down, come back and have a full inning, is that a no-brainer automatic lock? No, it's not. Hoffman just didn't execute. He threw the slider when you could make the argument, was that the right call? Just gross. This is playoff baseball, though. This is why they say it's the best time of the year. The highs are high, but man, those lows hurt worse than you could ever imagine. You know that feeling when you get kicked in the testicles and then you're laying on the ground hugging your stomach because the sharp pain isn't going away? Then you think, oh, hey, it's starting to go away. Nope, no, it's not. It's still here. Yeah, multiply that by 1 billion, and now this is where we are. The good thing is you go home with everybody supporting you, and now the crowd is going to be even more insane than it probably would have been for a chance to close it out because we know it's game day. We're bringing it just like we're lacing up the cleats and taking the diamond. But, yo, Bryce, I'm mad at you, too, for getting doubled up. Now, I don't know what the percentages would have been to win that game with Bryson Stott coming up against Iglesias. You get a leadoff walk in the ninth, and I saw the pitch. I saw the bat. I saw the ball. I saw it all. I know. I thought it was going over too. But you're on the bases. You got to give us every single chance to squeeze the juice out of the lemon. We need every single one. Because as you can see, that's the difference in the world. The Braves got back into this. And their fan base was quiet as hell because they were scared. As they should have been. Their offense that carried them the whole way, it was quiet as a mouse in Truist Park. And it got louder. I thought maybe they could hold on at 4-3. It's a damn shame. They're not rolling over and dying, though. I just need to let everybody know that that's true. You can't give up on them because of how much this eats you alive at night. It's supposed to. Let it sting. Some flip the page rather quickly. We play this game every single day. There's 162 of these. What's that? Oh, okay, I get to play again tomorrow? Good. Strap it up. Now, in this case, it's Wednesday, but that's just normally the mindset, I'm sure, of a lot of these everyday players. I wouldn't be against, though, just knowing me and how I would be in that clubhouse and in that locker room and in the showers afterwards and all that, putting on my attire to leave and get back to my family. Until I walk through those doors and I got to be dad again or whatever it is, because I like the shut-off mode as an athlete, to just be dad, to just be the husband. That's healthy. The drive home, though, I feel nauseous. Let it eat it up inside. Let it burn. And we'll see that where it takes you. I can't even speak. Those pierogies, I think they're coming up the esophagus. So why don't I tell you about my friends at MyBookie? Because they make everything better in life. When your money is on the line, choose a trusted sportsbook that gives you tools to win like MyBookie. At MyBookie, it doesn't matter if your team is up or down. You can easily cash out or bet the game live to come out on the winning side. Use MyBookie for daily odds boosts, same-game parlays, and take advantage of huge prize pool contest. MyBookie has a no-strings-attached cash bonus that lets you deposit and withdraw quickly. When you use promo code BROADS on your first deposit, you can receive up to $200 in cash instantly right to your account. Listen to this. Try the MyBookie money bag to grab a potential Super Bowl frontrunner at long shot odds, like plus 38,000 on the Eagles and Chiefs. You won't find odds like that anywhere else. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only at MyBookie. The link is down below in the description. I cashed out nicely on Zach Wheeler over under 5.5 strikeouts. That was an easy one. You could look at the matchup between some of the right-handers and Max Fried. One of my good buddies, one of my former teammates, was hitting me up before the first pitch. He's like, yo, you got anything for me, player props? I threw a few his way. They all did well. The only thing I didn't win was Phillies money line, unfortunately, but all my player prop stuff with JT and with Zach Wheeler, that hit. And if you want some of that information, I throw it out there on social media, on Twitter, and you sign up for MyBookie and get all those fantastic odds. Promo code BROADS. Join the fun, join the family. Definitely do that. So, look, there are some things that are irrelevant, unfortunately, at this point. There were so many things that were cool to me that is thrown in the trash. Backdoor breaking balls by Zach Wheeler. Catches Ozzie Albies on the outside part of the plate. He's complaining. He's crying. Those fans don't know the sport of baseball. They're booing and complaining when the pitches aren't even close to being a strike. It's pathetic. And so is Spencer Strider. No wonder the guy got beat up by the Phils. He doesn't even know the basic part of the sport that he's supposed to do well at, right? I mean, isn't the point knowing the strike zone? He's screaming F-bombs at the blue when Pilar is crying and Jose Alvarado puts a paint job on the corner. Jeez, what a joke. Those fans are terrible, too. Wheeler paint jobbed Austin Riley was cool. JT's home run. I had all these funny jokes about Max Fried, more like Max Fried with that stupid blister. Is that even funny? I don't know. 51 pitches after 2 innings. He threw 30 pitches in the first inning, but what do you know? Bases loaded, and you come up with 1 run. Not good enough. I'm not mad at Dusty Wathan for not sending Alec Boehm. I saw the replay. I didn't think it was really a shot worth taking there. Okay, I'm okay with holding him up. The team didn't play well enough to shut the door. And it was right there for them to. That's what sucks. These ones are hard to swallow. But if you're a real, true contender and you're a real, legitimate World Series threat, you win Game 3. And Aaron Nola shines. There is something to be said about some sort of formula that they have pitching the baseball right now. By the skin of their teeth, the Atlanta Braves worked out a victory. It's weird. They have Spencer Strider going, they lose that game. You got Zach Wheeler going, you lose that game. You never know. It's always wild moments. McCormick, Houston Astros, Kyle Schwarber down the first baseline. Every time I see a ground ball by Kyle Schwarber get smoked down the first baseline, I have flashbacks on what could have been. These moments are louder. They shine more. That's what makes it great. But it is killer, isn't it? Oh, my God. I felt nothing. It's been a long time since I felt absolutely nothing. I couldn't move. I was in shock. I still kind of am. How do you only get 1 run in the first inning, though? Think if you get the floodgates pouring out in the first inning, you're up 6-0. Zach Wheeler gets a huge rope to work with. He still did very well, but I'm just saying, the mistake hurt. And he was left in there too long by Rob. So a lot of little details today. Fundamental stuff. From Rob. And from Trey Turner. And from Bryce Harper. The Braves, oh, they'll make that pay. That's what they do. You give them second, third, fourth opportunities to stay in a ball game because there's a ton of runners that don't score. Probably screwed. Oh. I know. This is weird for me. This isn't the norm. I'm sad. I don't like this. This isn't fun. During the games, I always come up with my content as the game goes on. So I'm picturing, what are my talking points? How am I going to angle this? What's my opening monologue style going to look like today? And it was all happy. I told the wife, you might be hearing me scream and freaking out. And she goes, oh, I'll hear you all right. Trust me, you don't have to give me a warning. I'm already prepared. It's been 5 or 6 years now of it, all right? It's pretty much set in stone every time you walk into that office. I won't be surprised if tomorrow she goes, did you record last night? It was a little quiet down there. This is me being quiet. I don't think this has ever really happened. Anger, yes. But not red in the face anger. More, I got beat down by a hammer. Now I'm bruised up. Black and blue. Sucks. Let's take your calls. Let's hear how this goes. This should be fun.
Bro, it's Paul Anthony. Hey, I watch your show all the time. Great show, man. Love what you do. As you can tell by my tone of voice, man, this is crushing. To be honest, I don't feel comfortable at all going into the bank with Noah on the mound, and I'm hearing Strider is Game 4, even though I really hope we kick the living fuck out of him, Game 4. But I don't know, I just feel like we just woke up a sleeping giant, and the momentum's on the Braves side, so I'm having a hard time, man. Maybe you can shed some wisdom. All right, man. Have a good one.
Appreciate the call. I'm not going to that extreme. You can make the argument that all the momentum was in the Phillies' favor until about, the 7th, 8th, 9th inning of this game, too? It was all Phillies. They looked like they were ready to cry. They looked like those fans had zero clue on what they were watching. They still don't know what they're watching because they're not very intelligent, but you get my point. They were in disbelief. Oh, my God, we're going down 0-2 and then heading into Citizens Bank Park. This thing's wrapped up. Now, all of a sudden, they have all the momentum and the Phillies have zero chance. See what I'm saying on how loudly it all changes and how everything seems to be so monstrous where there's truth to it all? The Phillies missed one. Doesn't mean it's all over. I was actually laughing at Brian Snitker, and it came back to fuck me up, man. It came back to fuck me up. I even put it in my notes because I was ready to mock it. Shame on me. When he got interviewed during the game, they were asked about how good Zach Wheeler was doing and what their approach was moving forward. Said, hope that he makes a mistake. Well, once you hope that the other team screws up, that means you got no faith in your offense doing it because of their greatness. You know what I'm saying? Well, hold on a second. Aren't you one of the most explosive offenses in baseball history? Can't you mash with the best lineups that's ever mashed in baseball history? And you're now focused on just waiting for the other team to make the mistake instead of you being the one in control? Yeah, that was going to be one of my talking points. I still used it. I guess there's the positive outlook on it. I didn't waste my time in those moments planning a show. A mistake pitch happened. And then the Braves won the game. Okay, so this is what I'll say before we get to the next call. Don't be swayed to now you're nervous. It's 1-1. And I'll do a whole fire me up thing, trust me, before game 3. I'm not heading into game 3 with this attitude that we have here tonight. So when he asked me at the end of the call, please help me, what can you say to share your wisdom? Broads, I think you're one of the most intelligent guys I've ever met, ever. Broads, your hair looks great, and I like your tattoos. But it really comes down to your knowledge of everything that you preach. When you come to me for that, I'll say, take a deep breath. I'm here to help. This is a damn good baseball team. And this won't be the end-all, be-all. It's a step back. But I don't see a 3 next to the Braves' name. Meaning I don't see this series closed out by any means. Momentum shifts very quickly this time of the year. That's my words of wisdom. Next call.
Bro, hey, man. So that sucked. I think we can all agree on that. Hey, look, Wheeler, freaking outstanding today with his slider and sweeper and just striking out guys. I think he had like 10 strikeouts. That was awesome. He did a phenomenal job. But I will keep harping on this. I mentioned it before in your Twitter feeds. We have a problem with runners in scoring position. I don't know, and maybe you can expound on that a little bit, but this entire season we have had a problem with runners in scoring position. I don't know why we can't bring these runners in. I don't know if it's the strategy or what's going on, but it's unbearable. And tonight there were 15 guys on base. We couldn't get any of these guys home. It's just unacceptable. You had a chance to put them away and you didn't, and they made you pay. You know, they made you pay. You had a chance there in the 9th, but things just happened. So look, it sucks. I feel terrible. I want to fucking vomit. But, hey, recharge, regroup. Let's get back. And on the 11th, let's make it noisy in Philly and make them regret that they celebrated like they celebrated on the field tonight. Peace.
Okay. Hey, I like the way you ended that there. That was an all-timer by Zach. That wasn't just a good outing. Remember when Aaron Nola pitched in the wild card series? I said that wasn't just a good performance. That was Zach Wheeler-esque. That was top of the league. Well, this is taking another step forward from that. And this wasn't just a great special start by Zach Wheeler. This was an all-timer. Like, that's how sensational he was pitching. He was striking out everybody. No one was getting on base except for when Trey Turner can't make a basic fundamental play. It was K after K after K after K. Then they start being super aggressive and they're popping out on first pitches, and then his pitch count's kind of staying low. And I'm like, hey, what sucks is he hit that wall. But through those 6+ innings of his work, you won't see anyone more dialed in. He took dialed in to a different gear. All-timer. And now you forget about it. I don't ever want to bring this up. Ever. And if we are, that means this series plummeted quickly and they lost, because this goes in history as one of the most painful losses, similar to what happened in 2011. That's how much I am crushed. So I hope we're not talking about it, because instead we're discussing the victories and the parade. And then we laugh. This is the one you laugh at. There was a Christmas we had as a family where it was all the fishes, right? All the fish, right? Fish. Yeah, all the fish, all this and that. Well, the glass broke in the oven and shattered. It was this whole crazy thing, and then there was so much glass, or it wasn't in the oven at the time. I think it was on top of the stove, but then we couldn't eat the fish. Now we laugh about it so many years later because we're not in the moment. We win a championship, and then we go back to the Zach Wheeler loss, and then maybe that's where we bring it up. But other than that, we never think about this ever again in my life. And the runners in scoring position issues, I don't think there's anything they could do about it. I think it's just part of the game. When they get people on, they leave a lot of meat on the bone, more than they should for a team who's this talented. I don't know what else you could do about it.
I am sick. We were handed the game, and we just gift-wrapped it right back to them. If you want to win this series, you just can't blow a 4-0 lead with your ace on the mound. I honestly, with how good Wheeler was, I still don't think he should have came out for the 7th. He barely made it through the 6th. Olsen's a lefty leading off. Let's give Alvarado the 7th. I honestly think we win the game if Alvarado starts the 7th and pitches the whole inning. But, man, I am just disgusted. Way too many runners left on base. Great catch by Harris, but it should have never gotten to that point.
I don't know if I can easily say the game plays out smoothly if you just remove Zach Wheeler, and I don't think it's easy to remove Zach Wheeler there. Okay, so let me get this straight. Ranger Suarez, that's not what you're supposed to do, Rob. You're not supposed to take out Ranger there, and fine. I think that's a fair assessment, but then he pushed all the right puzzle pieces into place, and the bullpen snagged you a W. If he yanked Zach Wheeler when he was dealing and didn't give him the 7th, and then they still lose the game. They might still lose the game. You know, it's not a closed deal. You see how quickly it changes. It's not a closed deal. If Jose Alvarado gets a clean 7th, and if they lost, Rob, how do you pull your ace? What's the purpose of a number 1? The guy barely allowed anyone on. How do you pull him? Because we see the alternative, it's easier to judge. And that's what playoff baseball is. It's second-guessing managerial decisions. But you can make a decision that makes sense logically and the outcome not be fantastic. And that doesn't mean it's a stupid decision. There's a difference between stupid decisions and then decisions that don't pan out, but the logic behind it isn't flawed. It was one batter too many. One batter too many. So it was by a baby hair, and he gave his ace a longer leash than he gives a lot of others. It's hard to be mad about that because of how talented Zach Wheeler is, but at this time of the year, you have to be quick and in front of those, because that one extra batter is the difference in winning or losing a game and being up 2-0, heading back to your own crazy ballpark or not, against a team that is as crazy as the Braves can be when they're locked in. So that's my personal view on it. Because at this rate, every decision that fails automatically means it was a bad decision. And I don't see it that way. It's not results-based. I tend to view it more about how I'm feeling in the moment, what's the circumstances in the moment, and then, okay, we'll see what the results are. But that's different to me. All right, let's take another one.
Bro, I thought we had him. I thought we had him. And then at the end, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't. Like, on the Wheeler day, we lose. Dang, I don't know. I don't think he should have let Wheeler. So I don't like what Rob Thompson did. We have him at Philly. So let's see what we do in Philly, guys. Oh, I don't know.
So we have a confused fan. A fan that's lost. A fan that's looking for answers. Understandably so. It goes back to the emptiness. This is rare for us. We have a lot of heartbreak losses, don't get me wrong. But this core, for the most part, have figured out how to put away games like this, so I thought. I thought they were ready to close out games like this. That's why when it was 4-3, we'd sweat it out. But, I mean, I thought it would look similar to what it was in Game 1 with Sir Anthony or what it was with Hoffman. Okay, it's busy on third base. There's bodies on first and second with one out. But you work out of it. I thought they'd get those outs. You sneak away. 4-3. Hold your breath. But they got the win. Good teams know how to close it out. I thought they were there. Still a good team. Not saying that they're not. They gave the Braves a second shot. They didn't deserve the second shot. You handed it over to them. Oh, yeah, that's right. One of the callers, wasn't this most recent one. Maybe it was 2 ago. Maybe it was the one before this one. He said the Phillies were handed a win, and then they gave it right back. I don't know if I would call this the Phillies getting handed a win. I thought they earned the 4-0 lead. Maybe that fourth run was gift-wrapped because of d'Arnaud, who eventually made up for it anyway, throwing the ball into the outfield on a stolen bag. That was a cool moment. That's irrelevant now, too. Even Nick Castellanos is stealing. He's taking second. He gets to third base. 3 buttons undone. Doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't. They earned this, though. They got to Max Fried. Max Fried and the blister. Wah, wah, wah. With the damn blister. Cry me a river. That damn broadcast. My wife was cracking up. She goes, are they serious right now? I'm like, dude, we've been talking about this for like the last week. Sad. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, I don't like how we have so much time off. Wah, wah, wah. We keep losing because the other teams are fighting for their lives, but we get to sit back and rest. Wah, wah, wah. Now, all of a sudden, I guess that's not a big problem for Major League Baseball anymore, huh? It's funny how that works. All right. Whatever. Back at it again for Game 3. We'll bring the noise before. But there's no running away from the feelings we have tonight. Because it sucks. Appreciate you all. Love you to death. We'll talk soon.